Hello everyone and welcome, the Snowman here. Today we've got another group preview for Euro 2020 this summer. I already took care of Group A, so if you haven't watched my Group A preview, please check that out if you have time. But today is all about Group B. We will be looking at these four teams today: Denmark, Finland, Belgium, and Russia. We'll be talking about how these four teams qualified for Euro 2020, their coaches, star players, and my expectations for them at the big tournament this summer. So let's begin with the Danes, who were undefeated in qualifying, but second in their group behind Switzerland. 4 wins, 4 draws, 0 defeats. 23 goals scored, 6 goals against, almost won their group, were actually ahead on the final match day. They were up 1-0 against Ireland, but did concede in the 85th minute. Luckily for them, the top 2 groups in each qualifying group advanced, so they made it to Euro 2020 nonetheless. Their star player, Christian Eriksen, was their leading scorer throughout qualifying with 5 goals. 28-year-old attacking midfielder who recently actually left his club, Tottenham, for Inter Milan just recently, but his national team production has been a lot more steady. He's got now 31 goals and 95 caps, but I like what I've seen from Denmark lately. They have not lost a match in 15 games overall, so they're coming into this event with great form. The coach of Denmark is Åge Hareide, the coach since 2016, 66-year-old ex-defender, Scandinavian legend who's also coached Norway and club teams in Sweden and Finland. He's the only coach to have won the domestic league in all 3 Scandinavian countries. For Denmark's star player, really their best player on the team is the aforementioned Eriksen. He is a classic number 10 player, but the guy I want to highlight is the goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel, a son of the former Manchester United legend Peter Schmeichel. Kasper has been at Leicester City for the last 10 years, really became a household name after a dramatic round of 16 match at the World Cup in 2018 in Russia. Denmark ended up losing to Croatia 3-2 in penalties, but Kasper was the star, making clutch save after clutch save. 6 saves on that day. His leadership is outstanding as well, a true leader of men. As for my expectations for Denmark, I'm hoping to see them actually in person. I will be in Copenhagen on June 18th for their match against Belgium. Can Schmeichel and the defense stop that vaunted Belgian attack is my question there. I don't know, that's going to be a lot to handle. Denmark was not at the last Euros, but as I said, round of 16 at the last World Cup. Something to help them, though, at this event. They will have home field advantage. All 3 group stage games for them will be played in Copenhagen, so that's big for them. That's why I think they do make it out of the group. If you watch my Group A preview, I talked a lot about Switzerland and their chances. I kind of put Denmark in the same boat as a team like Switzerland. Very professional team. They're not going to embarrass themselves. Probably have a great chance to make the round of 16, and it would be a superb achievement for the Danes if they were to make the quarters or better. Now we'll switch over to Finland, and probably one of the biggest stories of Euro qualifying was Finland booking their ticket to the European finals. This is their first Euro ever that they have qualified for. Have never made a World Cup either, so basically their first ever major football tournament. And it's a country with just 5.5 million people, but they are finally breaking through. The Finnish finished behind Italy in their qualifying group. Second place, 6 wins, 4 defeats, 16 goals scored, 10 against. But their fans are in dreamland right now about this maiden major tournament. Even their prime minister tweeted after they finally clinched it on a very frigid night in Helsinki, a win over Liechtenstein, booking their ticket. So I just feel like their fan support is going to be off the charts. So much buzz that Finland may finally be a football nation. Safe to say their time has come. And we see here another coach who's been at the controls since 2016, just like Hareide. This is Markku Kanerva, the coach of Finland, a part-time defender, part-time school teacher back in his playing days. Now he focuses solely on coaching, and he has coached in Finland either for the national team or in the domestic league his entire coaching career since 2001. Their choice for star player is an easy one. I'm going with 29-year-old striker Teemu Pukki, who had 10 goals throughout qualifying. Only Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Aaron Zahavi of Israel had more. Pukki can flip a game on its head and construct highlights almost single-handedly. He's such a load to handle. Big, strong, physical, just great in the box, being at the right place at the right time. He's got those striker instincts. The only thing that may hinder him at the Euros is lack of service. But if you watch Finland, you will become a fan of Pukki, I guarantee it. He helped Norwich City get promoted to the Premier League last season, currently 8th in the Prem League goal scoring chart with 11 goals. All he does is score no matter what. So my expectations for Finland, their opening game in Copenhagen against Denmark is going to be a huge one. That Nordic rivalry goes back a long ways. Denmark actually leads the all-time series 39 wins to 11. Finland actually, though, does have a positive head-to-head against Belgium, believe it or not. That's 4-3. I am worried about the Finnish back line. I think there is goals to be had against Finland. On paper, yes, they're one of the weaker teams in this competition, but we saw Iceland make the magical run at Euro 2016 when they defeated England. Don't count Finland out. They will be very elated if they can make the knockout stage. The third team in Group B is the number 1 team in the FIFA rankings right now, one of the best teams in the world. They are Belgium, and they were one of 2 European teams that were perfect throughout qualifying along with Italy. Belgium went 10-0-0, just ripped through the group with ease. 40 goals scored, just 3 goals conceded, and their dominance started early with a 3-1 win over Russia in Brussels. They'll see the Russians again in this group. We'll get to them in a sec. But for Belgium, overall unbeaten in 16 of their last 17. And Belgium just has an embarrassment of riches at their disposal in terms of midfield and attacking players. They can play a bunch of different ways. They can play the tiki-taka kind of possession style or a more direct style of play, getting up the flanks, whipping in crosses to their strikers, especially the big Romelu Lukaku, who led the team with 7 goals in qualifying. If you're a casual fan, Belgium is a great team to latch onto and watch because they're going to create a lot of offensive chances. They're exciting, and they actually have the second best odds to win the whole thing after England. And Belgium has been coached by Roberto Martinez since 2016. The Spaniard, only 46 years of age, but lots of experience, coached a trio of Premier League teams earlier in his coaching career, Swansea City, Wigan Athletic, and Everton before taking the reins of Belgium. Won the FA Cup with Wigan, former midfielder, but just a great football mind, has done some broadcasting work as well. You can tell he's so well versed in his craft, and I feel confident in saying if there's an X's and O's adjustment that needs to be made, Martinez will be on it. Star player, I couldn't decide between their 2 star playmakers, Eden Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne. Hazard, a 29-year-old attacking mid who plays for Real Madrid. His pace and technical ability are mostly what makes him a superstar. Mesmerizing dribbling skills, has the flair, a hassle to contain one-on-one, and when defenders grow tired late in games, he can goad them into critical mistakes. A silver ball at the last World Cup for Hazard, second best player of the tournament, that means. De Bruyne then a similar style, the dribbling and technique, world class for the 28-year-old. I'd say the main difference between them, though, KDB, a better crosser from wide positions. He's also got a powerful long-range shot with either foot, will score, take some chances from outside the box, but they're probably the best attacking duo in the world right now. So as I said before, Belgium is in that very top echelon in terms of the elite contenders for Euro 2020. England is number 1, Belgium number 2 on paper, then right behind them teams like France, Netherlands, Germany, Spain. So, they're all bunched together. It was a seemingly easy path for Belgium at Euro 2016 to make the final, but they got tripped up against Wales in the quarterfinals. 2 years ago, then at the World Cup, they took it a step further, were able to come third place, losing to France in the semis. I just feel like I'm leaning towards Belgium, though, as my number 1 favorite to win this event. I think the time is now. The ages have kind of lined up. They still have some old veterans in the defense that will provide the leadership. They've got the in-prime midfield, though, and an injection of energy and youth in the forwards as well. Guys like Yuri Tielemans who provide that extra spark. I think their past failures will motivate them. This is still the golden generation for Belgium, and the talent is unmatched. If not now, when? They've got to be thinking title or bust. And then the final team in Group B is Russia, the reigning World Cup host. We're pretty solid through qualifying. 8 wins, 2 defeats, 0 draws. Second in their group to Belgium, 33 goals scored, 8 against. And they've got some home cooking again this tournament as well. 2 of their games will be in St. Petersburg. Now, if you've been following the news, Russia has been involved in some controversy. They've been banned from the Olympics this summer, along with the 2022 FIFA World Cup due to a doping case. That's a 4-year ban, but it actually does not affect these Euros at all because UEFA, which is Europe's football governing body, is not considered a major event organization like FIFA or like the Olympics by the World Anti-Doping Agency. So Russia will be at Euro 2020. No sanctions at all yet for them, but they'll be in business. This is their 5th consecutive European finals. Coach of the Russians, Stanislav Cherchesov, the ex-keeper who was in charge at the last World Cup, earned a lot of favor with the Russian fans. The quarterfinal run there earned love from the federation as well. In fact, he's in talks for a contract extension. Tough job to manage Russia, really. They always have high expectations. They've had a carousel of coaches the last handful of years, but Cherchesov may be here to stay. And the star is a menace, 6'5" forward. Artem Dzyuba plays in St. Petersburg for Zenit, and this Group B has, in my opinion, the most fun strikers to watch by a mile. With Dzyuba, Lukaku, Pukki, they're physical beasts. Bring your lunch pail and hard hat to stop them kind of guys. Dzyuba, though, one of the top scorers of all qualifying with 9 goals. Overall, in 40 international appearances, he has 24 goal tallies. One of the best strikers in the air, though, an elite finisher in the box. Should be no shortage of highlights. And I'm not really anticipating too much from the Russians this summer. They did exceed all expectations 2 years ago at the World Cup when they made that quarterfinal run, as I said, beat Spain in the penalties on that run as well. They'll have a target on their back this time around, though. I feel like they're probably in the 3rd tier of teams in terms of talent. If you've got the Belgians, the Germans, the French in that first, and then teams like Switzerland, like Denmark in the second. I think Russia is just a cut below those kind of teams. I predict they don't advance out of the group, but like Finland, they would be very pleased if they were to make the round of 16. So yeah, those are my thoughts on these 4 Group B teams. Let me know what you think about them. Any questions, comments, please feel free. And thank you so much for watching. If you want more Euro 2020 content, please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll be back soon with my other group previews. Thanks a lot. Cheers.